In the heart of the deep wilderness, where silence feels alive and danger hides in every shadow, a lone wildlife ranger named Amina lived in a small remote outpost surrounded by endless tall grass. She was trained to face wild animals, storms, and isolation, but nothing could prepare her for what was about to happen. One quiet morning, while she was baking fresh bread inside her wooden shelter, she noticed something unusual outside her window. The tall grass began to move, slowly at first, then more deliberately. There was no wind. Her hands stopped for a moment as she stared, trying to understand what was coming closer. From the grass emerged a massive wild lion. Amina's heart immediately started pounding. Every instinct in her body told her to step back, to prepare for attack. But something was strange. The lion didn't roar. It didn't crouch. It didn't show aggression at all. Instead, it walked calmly toward her outpost and stopped just outside her window. Then it simply sat down. Silent. Still. Watching her. It kept sniffing the air, as if searching for something familiar. Amina stood frozen, her breath shallow, trying to understand why a predator would behave like this. Hours passed, and the lion did not leave. It just stayed there, calm and unmoving. Then she realized something unexpected. The lion was drawn to the smell of the fresh bread she had just baked. The next morning, she woke up with fear still in her chest. And just like before, the lion returned. Same time, same place, sitting quietly outside her outpost. No aggression, no movement, just waiting. This continued for 5 days. Every morning, the lion would appear from the tall grass, sit near her window, and remain there for hours. Amina stopped sleeping peacefully. Her mind was full of questions. Why would a wild predator return every day without attacking? What did it want? On the 6th day, she made a decision that terrified her. She would step outside. Her hands were shaking as she slowly opened the door. The lion watched her closely, but did not move. Amina gathered her courage and placed a piece of fresh bread on the ground, along with a bowl of water. Then she stepped back immediately. The lion approached slowly. It lowered its massive head and gently took the bread. Then it drank the water. There was no hostility, only calm acceptance. But then Amina noticed something strange in the lion's thick mane. Something was hidden deep inside. Her heart raced as she carefully stepped closer. The lion did not resist. With trembling hands, she reached into its mane and pulled out a small weathered leather pouch tied tightly with old string. Inside were a few old coins and a blood-stained piece of paper. The handwriting was weak and barely readable. It said, "Send bread daily, and do not forget me." Amina felt a chill run through her body as she recognized the name written beneath the message. It belonged to a legendary wilderness guide who had disappeared years ago in this very region. Everything suddenly began to make sense, but in a way she could not yet fully understand. This lion was not acting like a predator. It was acting like a messenger. Amina looked at the animal and whispered softly, "Take me to him." The lion slowly stood up. It turned without hesitation and began walking into the deep wilderness. Amina followed behind it, leaving the safety of her outpost for the unknown. They traveled for hours through thick grass, uneven ground, and endless silence. The sun burned overhead, and exhaustion began to set in, but Amina didn't stop. The lion kept moving forward with steady determination. Finally, they reached a hidden, broken-down hut deep inside the savannah. The door was half open. Inside, Amina found an old man lying on the ground, barely alive. His body was weak, his breathing shallow. He had suffered a stroke and had been unable to move or call for help. The truth became painfully clear. When the old man collapsed, there was no one to save him. No communication. No rescue. But the lion, the same one he had once saved when it was just a cub, had stayed loyal. Each night, with the last strength he had, the old man tied a message and pouch into the lion's mane. And every morning, the lion traveled through the wilderness to find help, carrying that message again and again, until it reached Amina. Without wasting a moment, she began treating the old man, stabilizing him and keeping him alive through the night. She stayed with him, refusing to leave until he was safe. Later, she helped bring him back to safety. Months passed. One morning, the old man slowly stepped out onto the porch with a cane in his hand. Beside him walked the same lion, calm and loyal as ever. It stayed close to him, never leaving his side. The lion lay down peacefully at his feet while he ate fresh bread, finally at peace after so long. The leather pouch still hung from its mane, but now it carried only flowers, because it no longer needed to carry a message of survival. It had become a symbol of something greater: loyalty, compassion, and the quiet truth that even in the wild, kindness never truly disappears.